Johnny, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101, and welcome back to Tarte Week on my channel. If you guys don't know yet, I am uploading 4 videos this week, not my usual 2. I am uploading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for you guys because I have 4 Tarte holiday gift sets I want to review, and I want to do them in individual videos because I feel like that would be the best way to give you guys the most information without overloading you guys in like a 30-minute video. So today we are going to be talking about the Ulta exclusive Away We Go collection. This set retails for $48 and Tarte claims that it is a $410 retail value. This video will contain a review of this palette as well as full swatches of everything included in this palette and what I think on all of these things in here. And I will also be comparing it to the Sephora exclusive Bon Voyage set, which I actually reviewed yesterday on my channel. So if you guys didn't catch this review, I would watch that one first and I'll put a link to it in the description box down below. Definitely check out my in-depth review on the Bon Voyage set first because I talked a lot about everything that's in this kit, and I will tell you guys in this video which one of these 2 I prefer. So now jumping right into this kit, as I said in yesterday's video, I love the packaging of the Tarte holiday stuff. They did a phenomenal job with the packaging this year. Now in this kit, you are getting this little box. We're not getting any sort of reusable makeup bag like you were in the Sweet Dreams kit, and I really loved that makeup bag. But in this kit, you are getting a reusable little cardboard box, which is kind of nice. It does say Tarte on the front with a really pretty design. So it is a well-made, very sturdy box. The box just opens up like this, and in here you are getting all these eyeshadows and Amazonian clay blushes. You are getting 3 lip glosses, 1 of their Lights Camera Lashes mascaras, and a reusable, refillable little palette. And as always, Tarte puts the names of their products on this little plastic sheet, which I actually really hate because it makes it really annoying. But something they did in this palette that they didn't do in the Sweet Dreams palette is that they also have the names of all of the products written on the back of these individual little palettes. The purpose of this kit is that you are getting 4 individual little palettes, as you guys can see. Each palette contains 4 eyeshadows and 1 Amazonian clay blush. Each of these little palettes can be popped out of this big palette using this little ribbon, and this little palette is able to be popped into this little cardboard reusable palette, like I said. So this palette comes empty. It does come with a mirror, and you can actually just pop this palette in. It is magnetized so it won't fall out. And now you have a little travel palette with 4 eyeshadows and a blush. This is so much more obviously travel friendly than this big box thing. I will say that the quality of this little palette that's said to be used for travel is actually not too bad. It does have kind of like this quilted almost material. It is kind of raised on the top, as you guys can see, and it does have these little, you know, faux pearls. It's a beautiful, almost like a Tiffany blue color, which is my favorite color. And then of course it does have a little gold plaque that says Tarte. It is also magnetized. It does have a little mirror here, and it does hold your little palette pretty nicely. Now I will say, if I was to be like a little critical on this thing, because obviously I'm here to do a review and I have to mention the pros and cons. If you are a little OCD with your palettes, the one thing that annoys me is that when you pop these palettes in, it leaves a little gap around the sides, if you guys can see. So this little palette is not perfectly like sized for this. Totally an OCD thing. If it won't bother you, it really shouldn't bother you, but for some reason it bothers me a little, so I figured I'd state it. But I will say it's really nice and easy to pop these palettes out if you want to swap them out. You don't need any like special tool or anything because you can just stick your finger in there and it just pops out. But despite it being able to pop out easily, it also doesn't go anywhere. As you can see, you can kind of just shush this palette around and that magnet does hold it really well. And another thing I really love about this is you can actually pop out this entire top tray, and of course you can pop out each of these individual palettes. So once everything is popped out, you do have a really nice reusable box. And like I said, this cardboard is made very, very well. So now I'm just gonna get into individual swatches and a review on everything in this palette. We will start up here with the lip glosses. So these little mini lip glosses are deluxe sizes of their Maracuja lip glosses. Now, the Maracuja lip glosses I'd never tried in the past, so I didn't have any previous experience with that. But I will say the packaging is really, really cute. I'm happy that Tarte actually put their really gorgeous holiday packaging with the kind of lavender lilac color and the gold floral print. I'm glad they followed through with that print on all of the little minis. It's really cute. As for the shades in the 3 lip glosses you are getting, first off, you are getting Nice, which is a cream finish, medium, kind of like a neutral pinky color. Then you are getting Canes, which is a shimmery, kind of medium neutral pink. And this one does have some silver sparkles in it. And then you are getting Paris, which is a cream finish, sort of like a darker rose. Now these glosses have an extremely shiny finish, as you guys can see here. They deliver so much shine to the lips. They're really, really pretty on. And I do have to say, they are kind of thick and sticky. So if you don't like thick, sticky lip glosses, this is a no-no. They do come with a brush tip applicator, so I actually find the brush tip delivers a lot of color on the lips, and you get a nice application of the gloss without having to re-dip into the tube like 400 times. They also have a slightly minty scent. They're not as strong as something like the Lip Surgeon's Lip Tint Jumbo Crayons, but they do have a little bit of a minty scent to them. So overall, I think these are really nice lip glosses, but if you do not like thick, sticky glosses, you will hate these. They are very goopy almost. When you just pull the wand out of the tube, you can just see just a string of just goop, which helps these glosses last very well. They last really nicely on the lips. I would say at least 4 to 5 hours, which is amazing, but that also does in turn deliver tackiness to your lips. As far as the mascara you are getting in this kit, you are getting a deluxe sample size of the Lights Camera Lashes mascara, which is Tarte's kind of just their signature mascara, and you're also getting the exact same tube in the Sweet Dreams kit that I already talked about in yesterday's video. But overall, I'm not crazy about this mascara. It's a decent mascara. It's got a traditional medium-sized brush, and it's just all right in my head. It's not amazing, but in a pinch, I wouldn't mind using it. Now on to the fun stuff, the stuff you guys are probably here for anyways. It is the eyeshadows and the Amazonian clay blushes. So I'm just gonna do swatches of these in little palettes like this. So I will start with this one. The overall look of this palette is really neutral, as are all of the palettes in this collection. But this one does have some shimmering metallic colors in it. So first off, for eyeshadow, you are getting a light matte, almost like a gray toned beige color. Then you are getting a very, very metallic, lighter copper type color. Then you are getting a medium to dark matte brown. And lastly, you are getting a slightly metallic purple tone dark brown. And then as for the blush, it is a medium peach color with a very, very slight satiny finish to it. Now we're gonna move into this palette. The overall look of this palette is definitely a lot more matte than the last one. It's more of an everyday type look. So first off, for eyeshadows, you are getting a light matte buttercream type color. Then you are getting a light to medium matte warm brown. Then you are getting a slightly satiny finish, very red toned brown. And lastly, you are getting a matte dark cocoa type color. And then for blush, it is a very, very light, slightly satin, mostly matte pink type color, and it's definitely too light for my skin tone. Then for this palette, so the overall look of this palette is definitely the smokiest one out of all 4 in this entire collection, and it's my personal favorite. First off, for eyeshadows, you are getting a light metallic, kind of like a frosty white. Then you are getting a gorgeous medium metallic taupe color. Then you are getting kind of a medium dark, almost matte finish purple. And then lastly, you are getting a very, very dark, almost like a blackened plum. And as for the blush, it is the darkest blush out of all four included in this palette, and it is a gorgeous matte berry pink. And the last palette. The overall look of this palette is definitely the lightest, most barely there type palette out of all four included in this collection. As for eyeshadows, first off, you are getting a light matte brown. Then you are getting a metallic, almost like a champagne gold. Then you are getting a metallic peachy copper type color. And lastly, you are getting a satin finish medium peachy brown. As for the blush you are getting, it is a very, very light, slightly shimmery peach type color. This is definitely too light for my skin tone as a blush, but I could use it as a highlight. So that was swatches of everything in this palette. I have to say the quality on this palette is really, really great. If you guys watched yesterday's video on the Sweet Dreams collection, I told you guys that Tarte's eyeshadows in general are pretty good quality, but they don't deliver the most color payoff or the biggest pigment, you know, in the eyeshadow world. That's just the way all Tarte eyeshadows are. That is including this palette, that's including the Sweet Dreams palette. But I have to say, the eyeshadows in this particular palette are some of the better Tarte eyeshadows as far as pigmentation goes. As you guys could tell in the swatches, I didn't have to build up a lot of those colors too much, and you could definitely see these darker, more punchy colors. They definitely did show up. I definitely think that the blushes are amazing. I have always loved the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. I will say out of the 4 shades, 2 of them are too light for me, these 2 up here, but these 2 darker ones flatter my skin tone so nicely, and I have always been a fan of the Amazonian Clay blushes. So now as for my thoughts on the Sweet Dreams collection that I reviewed yesterday, like I said, link is in the description box below, and it will also be linked at the end of this video if you guys haven't seen that review yet. I highly recommend checking that review out. So as far as that one and this Away We Go palette, personally, I prefer the Away We Go palette. It's a little bit cheaper. It does have the Amazonian Clay blushes that the Sweet Dreams palette did not include. And I think it has a little bit more variety of everything. However, if you guys are just in it for the shadows, or if you guys haven't tried anything from the Tarte makeup brand before and you guys are curious about some of their skincare items like their maracuja oil, these lip products are really, really good. Not a huge fan of the gloss, but the lip tint is phenomenal. And they have a loose face setting powder as well. And you get a lot more eyeshadows in this palette. You're getting 16 eyeshadows here. You're getting 20 eyeshadows in this one. You're getting 4 blushes, no blushes, 3 deluxe size lip glosses, 2 full-size lip products, and the same mascara in both. And then you're also getting the maracuja oil and the powder and the little cheek stain in here. So overall, it's kind of a preference of what you guys are looking for. If you're looking for a nice travel-friendly little palette, you may like this because you can switch out each of these little palettes into this little portable to-go thing. But if you're looking for one big palette that's nice and portable, this is a very, very convenient size for 20 eyeshadows. So it's definitely a preference of what you're looking for. As I said, I do prefer the Ulta exclusive Away We Go palette, but I definitely think this Sweet Dreams one is also really nice. And I just realized this is actually called the Bon Voyage palette, not the Sweet Dreams palette. Sweet Dreams is the name of the entire Tarte Holiday collection. This is the Bon Voyage palette. I apologize about that. The Bon Voyage is the Sephora exclusive one. The Away We Go one is the Ulta one. And I do prefer the Ulta one. So, gosh, there's just so many names that I have to keep track of in these videos. It's insane. But I hope this review was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to check out either one of these Tarte holiday kits. And stay tuned for tomorrow because I have my first Tarte blush set review for you guys. I will catch you guys then. Bye. The Bon Voyage gift set comes in a gorgeous makeup bag, and I'm not gonna lie, I will also be comparing it to the video that I did yesterday on the Cheek to Cheek blush set.